Two captains are out here with the match referee Mike Dines, and Stephen Fleming has the coin. And heads again by Steve Waugh. Bit of dancing by Mike Dines. And it's a tail yet again. Steve, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a goal.
Reason?
This moisture will probably hang around. It could be a bit of dew later on from past experience, and once again that could come into play, and with the moisture about, it's quite often better to know what tail you're going to test later on.
Now there's some speculation you may open the batting later this afternoon. Is that right? Is that how you're going to line up?
No, we'll see this afternoon later on.
Thanks, Steve. And the Australian captain, Steve, you made a couple of changes as well?
Yeah, Matthew Hayden's out and Glenn McGrath's out, and Shane Lee comes back in, and Ian Harvey plays today.
And how's your ankle?
Oh, it's not too bad. You know, it's probably not 100%, but it's good enough.
So you get tested out in the field. Will you field in the area of slips catching or gully?
It's hard to get Shane and Mark out of slips, so I'm probably out in the outfield somewhere, but roundabout cover, I'll be okay.
Steve, have a good day.
Yeah, thanks.
So the news in the middle is that Stephen Fleming not giving too much away about where he's going to bat, but he has won the toss and New Zealand will bowl.
Thank you, Hooksy. Yes, just confirming those changes. First of all, on the Australian camp, the brothers Lee will be in action again together. Shane Lee coming in for Glenn McGrath, and Ian Harvey. Now, he is a very, very talented all-rounder. There's not too many weaknesses in his game either. He plays for the Gloucestershire County in England in the off-season, and he's so successful in that side that they won 2 one-day trophies. John Bracewell, the coach there, raves about his ability. No weaknesses in that Australian side, and changes in the New Zealand one. Matthew Sinclair, we weren't going to get too much from Stephen Fleming, were we? Not even David Hooks could get out of the fact that he may well open. We suspect that he might. We'll have to wait for that. And Robert Kennedy, the 12th man, a new face in the squad. Adam Perori takes his place. Billy Bowden, the umpire, and he's standing at the grandstand end, the commentary box end. And Dave Quested, the local man, will be his partner. And big crowd starting to build up here, a little bit of inclement weather, people perhaps waiting at home, but now that they know the players are out in the middle, they'll flock down, because this is a very big situation New Zealand find themselves in.
Well, New Zealand must win, that's for sure, to keep this series alive, and they'll rely on Chris Cairns to start with.
2 steps in the gully, and nearly ready to start. Mark Waugh. It's a long time ago that he made his debut at the Adelaide Oval against Pakistan. Tick under 40 with an outstanding strike rate and 14 centuries to go with those 46 half centuries. Chris Cairns. And you don't get away with that too often to Mark Waugh bowling on full-on leg stump, but Cairns has got it away. And Mark Waugh will be most disappointed about that. Chris Cairns last night here, a testimonial dinner. Shane Warne was the guest speaker. So the contact between the two teams, the relationship is very good. And that is one bounce over the fence. He leant back under it, Mark Waugh, and let the ball go with the bat and over the point's head.
Mark Waugh was very much a sleeping giant in Dunedin while Gilchrist took to the New Zealand bowlers, but perhaps today it could be Mark Waugh who dominates from the outset. His innings was very influential as well in Dunedin in that win. And when he gets in top form, he is unstoppable, just like that shot. First boundary.
Good delivery, nice length, just maybe a hint of movement away. It caused the ball to hit the outside part of the bat and go down to third man. The New Zealand Brains Trust. Over Trish, the coach on the right. Just a hint. And that's the ball shot he's looking for, and was it a bottom edge, and a semblance of a chance to Perori. A piece of fielding by Stiles, but was it a bottom edge onto the... Yes, it was. So did it go to Perori's hand? Difficult chance.
Trying to pull that just short of a length inside edge onto the thigh pad. Difficult because it just swung away from Perori. It was a pretty good effort from him, but a half chance all the same.
Australia making a couple of changes. Ian Harvey in for his first match on this tour. And that's why the man's at square leg, but he's about 17 feet too short in height. So Farewell number 4 gets its first 6 for the day, and I wonder how many more the old stand will see.
Adam Gilchrist did exactly this to Chris Cairns in Dunedin, hooking him fine and hooking him for 6. So the New Zealanders haven't learned from that lesson. They're not bowling full enough, not threatening the off stump enough, and that will happen time again if they err. Gilchrist up to 16.
And tipped away past point, and will Twos get this one? No, he can't. So more of a steer on that occasion for Gilchrist than a real slash, which he can do with the cut shot. No gully in place, just a deep backward point, but nobody can stop it.
What's happening here is that Gilchrist is sitting on the loose balls. In other words, he's keeping out the 2 or 3 good defensive balls, threatening off stump, and he's waiting for the loose one, which that was. It was wide and short, and he just guided it to the boundary for 4 very comfortably. Wisniewski must look for consistency.
Gilchrist has helped himself to a boundary in each of the last 4 overs, and that completely takes the pressure off Mark Waugh and the scoring rate. And add another one to the list. It's not good from a New Zealand point of view. 53 without loss in just 8 overs. Well, that's a good reply from the Kangaroo. Through point for 4. Beautiful shot, so graceful. A man of Mark Waugh's class is going to dispose of these. It's a long half volley, it's width, and it's asking to be hit. It was. Here he comes, and there it goes. Wasn't too hard to predict, and he's got it exactly in the sweet spot, Adam Gilchrist. 50 in no time at all. Marvellous shot. Great 50. 52 off just the 43 balls. Adam Gilchrist does it again for the Australians. They're away to another flyer. And have a look at the feet movement here. Backed himself. Big 6. I think Daniel Vettori thought there may have been something on this. Certainly didn't stick. It might have been the bottom edge of the bat. It may have been something else. Front pad. No problem at all. Great shot. Beautifully placed. And you can give that one away as well. Big over this one. Bit of chat between Chris Cairns, mid-off, and Scott Styris. A few thoughts from the experienced old pro at mid-off. Gone again. What a beautiful shot that is. Into the crowd for 6. Marvellous shot. It was taken off the field, unfortunately, from a New Zealand point of view. And he's happy. He's made some money. Great catch it was too. I'm not sure what Chris Cairns said to Scott Styris, but I don't think it was the right thing. Again, drifting into that danger zone for Gilchrist. Short, up in his hip region. No second invitation. What a snare. What a great catch. Catch of the season. And he's thrilled. Not a drop spilled either. Daniel Vettori there, a great little ban of that one, because read it and then look very closely at the illustrated side of it. I think that was very predictable. Mid-on and mid-off are up, and Gilchrist, I think, was just waiting to get the chance to come down. And that is 100 up for Australia, and we're still in the 15th. Yes, and it's all happened inside the first 15 overs, and there he is again on the charge, backing himself against the medium pacer Styris. Another very clean shot.
You can see there Gilchrist going very nicely indeed. 107 for none at this stage in the 17th. There she goes. And gone. Look at that. And that's as high as John Hawkesby's salary. There we are, not concerned with Karori standing up. Down the pitch a little. Still again. And just picking them off at will, really. That's a single. That's 17 overs now, 114 for none. There's been a lot of pressure on Stephen Fleming. It's not easy for him, of course, when every bowler seems to be under pressure. Well, there we go. And my word, that's just a skimmer. Oh, another 6. That's 121 for none.
There's a big hit. It's a good hit by Gilchrist. He connects it well, straight over the top of square leg. Couple of potential catches out there in the crowd. But that's a very good hit. It's not a bad ball by Harris, but Gilchrist in great form at the moment.
Well, look at this. There's the current. Look at that 6 runs per over from here. And here we go. 6 more, folks.
Vettori now just dragging it down, and that's no good to someone like Gilchrist. He makes no mistake with that, and that's over the fence for 6.
Problem is, isn't it, that Vettori's been bowling to players who are coming down at him, and then of course it just drops a little bit. You can see there a strike rate of 130. Gilchrist on 95. See here, Tory under pressure to bring the batsman forward has dragged this one down. The batsman stayed at home, and a very good contact. Millen's now being used and introduced. Doesn't bowl a lot in one-day cricket because of that runs per over. Tends to drag it down a little, likes to bounce people out. Well, we'll see. So we have a look around the field at this stage. You can see 3 in the circle on the offside to Adam Gilchrist. Gilchrist on 99. Oh, it's a full toss. That's his century. Just a push away to wide, long on. Adam Gilchrist, 100. Look at that. 5 6s, 8 4s, 78 balls. Strike rate 128. Full range of shots from this wicket-keeper batsman. And if we see the areas that he's scored those runs, you can see there behind square, 32 runs coming, 3 6s and 2 boundaries. Very powerful also in front of square. It's a long on, 1 6 and 1 boundary, also down the ground. Mark Waugh, could be 2 here. 2's round the boundary. 2 runs to Mark Waugh.
All bowlers have had some punishment this series so far. New Zealand has managed to bowl just 1 maiden over today, and that's another 6. So if the bowler bowls the ball poorly and it's on leg stump, that Adam Gilchrist is going to hit this ball out of Jade Stadium at some stage today. He's also a very good 6-hitter because he's a very flat 6-hitter. The ball doesn't stay in the air for a long time, and this is just sensational batting.
Nice, H.
Played so beautifully off both the front and back foot, these two. But Mark Waugh here, well, all I can say really is that it scores all around the ground. There is no weakness to this player. It is an excellent wagon wheel.
And nearly an edge. And one of the few times that Adam Gilchrist hasn't tried to hit the ball, just try to steer it.
And
he's got rid of him. So at last, something memorable has happened. And the previous ball, Gilchrist tried to steer it, and on that occasion he just steered it straight back into the hands of Chris Harris, and he will be so disappointed about being dismissed in that manner. If he was caught on the fence somewhere, or if he was bowled trying to drive, I guess he'd be a little bit more pleased with that sort of dismissal, that mode, but very, very soft.
It was the last ball of the over, and you felt that he was looking to just push a single down the ground. It wasn't there, and Harris gets his very famous caught and bowl. Gilchrist 128, Australia 189 for 1.
Steve Waugh was padded up to come in, but Andrew Simons put the pads on, the helmet on, the gloves, and knocked his way out to the middle. There would have been a charge to get out in the middle at a score of 189 for just the one wicket. But he won't be on strike, Simons. 5 minutes off the circle. And you shouldn't get singles there. Single shouldn't be got there to a man at mid-wicket who's there to save the single. Definitely if he goes away from the fieldsman.
Nathan Astrell having to throw with his weight going the other way. Sort of like to attack the end that Simons is running to.
Simons, who was so damaging a few days ago, is in stride, and what a piece of fielding. Brilliant piece of fielding, and the third umpire comes into play. Simons trying to get off the mark, pushed it to forward point, took off. He's a great athlete. He gives a nice smile. I suppose if you think you're out, you wouldn't pick up the bails and help the umpire remake the wicket.
Chris Harris. Oh, it's a tight one. It is a very tight one indeed. There's the bat on the line. Let's check Panay, because that will give us the best side of all. Now, the bat, you cannot see the bat and the line because of Billy Bowden's left leg, so that's a little inconclusive. This is the end on, and there's the bail there lifting, and the bat looks short of the line. Steve Dunn is now checking the side on angle because Panay is blocked. Stumps are out of screen. Batter's short and on the line there. You get the feeling that the batsman's short, but is it enough evidence for the third umpire? We had this situation last year where Lance Klusner was given not out 3 times in this situation. And this time Steve Dunn says he's out of here. Andrew Simons run out. The very first ball he faced. Run out to Chris Harris. Australia 190 for 2.
Chris Cairns, Mark Waugh, and nearly out again. So a little bit of activity and a flurry in the last over or so. Harris involved in the 2 wickets, and then nearly out again. Adam Brewery just not being able to get over quickly enough.
That's the difference between being in good form and being slightly out of nick off the face of the bat. And Adam Brewery, a similar dive to the one that he put Adam Gilchrist down early in the match. Not easy, but we've seen him take those catches in the past when he's at the top of his game. He's not running for Adam Brewery this month.
And Steve Waugh's off the mark, but will it go all the way to the fence? Cairns giving it a big chase, but it may just get there. It does. So a nice way to get off the mark. And that's become one of his favourite shots of recent years. And the barrage of sixes continues. So 9 sixes today, and the 9th one bringing up the 200, and Steve Waugh going from 0 to 10 with 2 scores. Just 202 for 2.
Big hit again. That's a trademark for Steve Waugh. Down on the back knee, get the bat under the ball, and just pick how far back you want to hit it.
He got right to the pitch of this, just picked it up after the bounce and got low and hit it low. Hit that very, very hard. Vettori just drifting into the onside a bit. Very, very difficult if you can't keep your line on off stump and right up to the batsman.
There you go. .217 for 2. Back there might be a good spot. There's 6 more. What a beautiful shot. That was a slower ball. But Steve Waugh, he is in vintage touch. This is a man coming into the game under an injury cloud. Perhaps doesn't want to do a lot of running.
No, well, with shots like this, he doesn't have to. He can stand there and watch. It's a big hit.
Worked. The encouragement has worked, and they've gone through Mark Waugh. That's a big wicket. Vettori strikes.
Well bowled by Vettori. He's keeping the ball up. You miss, I hit. There it goes, straight into the middle stump. Mark Waugh, terrible slog across the line, out for 70. Australia 233 for 3.
Nice, Dad. Damien Martin, the new player, an immensely talented player himself. In fact, it's Ian Harvey at the crease. Enough work on that one. 6 more. That is a big blow. Flat. And Steve Waugh has just been murderous over deep mid-wicket.
Well, this is Daniel Vettori pushed this through a bit more, and Steve Waugh just picked up the change in pace well. He's got under that and hit that beautifully.
Well, he's gone to 46. He's hit 5 sixes and just 1 4.
Nice, Dan.
Last one bringing up the 250 for Australia. Strike rate, incredible.
Bad news is that Steve Waugh, with an injured ankle, doesn't want to run singles. He wants the boundaries. And so does Ian Harvey. That could be another 6 here at Jade Stadium. Christchurch folk have not seen a batting blitz like this ever before, surely.
Slightly nonplussed Daniel Vettori. That's 14 sixes.
Bolden played on, in fact, inside edge onto the pads and onto the stumps, just when Steve Waugh was about to really launch into Chris Harris big time. The man playing his 150th match strikes again.
Lack of pace, I think, here for Steve Waugh, looking to wing it away again over that mid-wicket area. It's been so productive for him. So Steve Waugh departs 54, 267 for 4.
Well, New Zealand to pick up the wicket of Steve Waugh, but they're now going to face the blazing bat of Michael Bevan, averaging 58 in a one-day game, a great strike rate. He is a master at the death. He is brilliant at pacing the innings to the final overs. And he comes in now on a belting pitch. Australia poised to break all records here. That is a brilliant stroke indeed. Gee, that just hummed off the middle of the bat. No one moved. And Styra shakes his head. He cannot believe it.
He just drags it down a little bit. You see, that's just a wee bit short. And even though Harvey advances slightly, see, there's the step. He's able to cut from the front foot and get it to an area of Jade Stadium, unprotected. Let's see here, this is the shape. This looks like the top of Australia. And it's going. Good shout given. Christie, the umpire, says, you're out of here, Ian Harvey. Played across the straight one from Styris. A little bit of joy for New Zealand. Here we go. It pitches just outside off, hits him in line. He's not far forward. And that's enough to convince Dave Quested that Harvey's out. LBW. Styris for 19, 285 for 5.
Very good cricketer coming in for the last overs. Strike rate is 79, average of 31, and that's batting down at number 6 or 7. Hasn't had too many chances to improve on that 59 not out because he comes in so low. He was a real star in Dunedin with the ball. So a very good all-round asset to this wonderful Australian team. That's a great shot from Bevan. Beautiful placement and magnificent timing to boot. Evans above, it just keeps on coming.
Shane Lee to come, who is a genuine batsman and a big hitter as well, so no respite for New Zealand should they get another wicket. And then Shane Warne, Damien Fleming and Brett Lee. And 300 up for Australia. Consecutive matches now. Australia has reached what just only a few short years ago was an improbable target. Still a cloudy day here in Christchurch. Mark Waugh and Gilchrist. What a partnership, a record partnership against New Zealand. Cairns to Bevan. He works in little areas, Bevan, where he thinks he can hit boundaries, and if the ball is anywhere near that spot, he has a dash at it, and he goes for 3, and he continues to be the fastest man between the stumps. Brilliant running by Bevan. Martin back on strike. He's on 21. Bevan has moved to 29. And he has moved Damien Martin to 27. What a shot. That is just a stand-up home run hit straight over the left field fence.
Length again is the problem from a bowling point of view. It's too short. It's able to get the bat under the ball. And it's now 14 sixes, 22 fours in the innings. .333 for 5, 34. And let's just have a look at where Australia are at now, because they're closing in on their best ever. Now, one hit away, one decent blow from Michael Bevan to their highest ever score in one-day cricket.
Last ball of the penultimate over. Bevan can only get a single to equal Australia's highest score at the end of the 49th over, and Australia 337 for 5. Great performance by the Australians. Learning process for this young man, just 21 years of age. And Michael Bevan doesn't hit many sixes, but he's just hit the 15th six of the innings for Australia. Small ground, but it's not a postage stamp.
Yes, a world record for sixes in one innings. 15, that is unbelievable. It's not a small ground.
And on the fence and caught. Wisniewski, who's fielded very well over the last half an hour or so, got into good position. Michael Bevan attempting to just keep that six-hitting foray going. Didn't quite get it. He looks back a little bit ruefully because he doesn't get out the last over too often, Michael Bevan.
There's a little bit of happiness in the New Zealand camp. One, because Bushnesti's taken a good catch and Bevan's on his way. Probably more so because of the fact that it's nearly all over for them. Bevan gone for 37, 343 for 6.
Lee comes in and Wodeners continue to get involved in the supermarket. He faces one ball and hits a 4. Poor delivery for a bloke who's just walked to the crease. Too much width, and Shane Lee doesn't mind them out there. 2 balls to go. And maybe a bottom edge past Perori's left leg. Will it go all the way? No, it won't. And Shane Lee really had a mental block. And byes called by the umpire.
It's been one of those days for Adam Perori. It's gone past everything, including his left leg. Last ball of the innings.
And Will bowled. So Australia couldn't get the 350, but they got 349 of them. Damien Martin remained 29 not out, Shane Lee 4. 349 for 6 Australia after being sent in the bat. And Damien Martin did a very good job at the end, getting 29 from 14 balls.
Go digital. Go Harvey Norman.
My new mobile phone is great. It's a Nokia. I got it from Harvey Norman. They did me a fantastic deal on the Optus network.
Go digital. Go Harvey Norman.
I went for this really small Motorola from Harvey's with Vodafone. The talk time package really suits my lifestyle.
Go digital. Go Harvey Norman.
Harvey Norman gave me a free accessory pack as a bonus when I bought my Ericsson.
Harvey Norman had the phones, the plan, Optus or Vodafone, and the bonuses. Go digital. Go Harvey Norman.
Jade Stadium. We're in the break in between innings here in this 4th one-day international between New Zealand and Australia, and we've had about 50 minutes or so to catch our breath after witnessing one of the most amazing batting onslaughts in the history of one-day cricket. Certainly it's the highest score ever Australia have made in all the matches they've played. 349 for 6 in 50 overs. Started right from ball 1 with Adam Gilchrist in amazing form, tremendous hitting ability, 7 sixes, 128 in just 98 deliveries. Mark Waugh, his opening partner, paced himself nicely and the innings to boot, through for 70 off 88. Only Andrew Simons will leave here disappointed because all of those batsmen made a great contribution at a great rate. Steve Waugh, 54 from 44, 5 sixes for the Australian captain, batting with a sore ankle. Ian Harvey, our first quick look at him, says he's a player of real quality with the bat, and Michael Bevan, he provided the impetus towards the end along with Damien Martin. So 349 for 6.
This young man, born in Australia, born in the Northern Territory of Australia, makes his debut in one-day cricket at this level. So what a moment for him, facing a team that may well have been his teammates if things have been a little different. But he's wearing the famous silver fern and he's facing Damien Fleming, who's been given the new ball, Lieutenant McGrath being rested. And first ball, and Gilchrist has taken a beauty. So Damien Fleming, who's a genuine swing bowler, probably the best swing bowler in the world, ran up to the stumps, bowled an outswinger, and sinker on debut, nicked it, and Adam Gilchrist took a beauty.
214 in your first test innings, and a golden duck in your first one-day innings. Great cricket by Australia. Matthew Sinclair will remember today for the wrong reasons. He's out for naught. New Zealand 0 for 1.
The New Zealand captain, Stephen Fleming, wouldn't tell me at the toss whether he was going to open or bat at 3. regardless it was only one ball difference. So he comes in for the second ball of the match against his namesake, Damien Fleming. Good record. Right on line again, but he gets his team away to a single run start. Damien Martin doing the fielding. And lovely shot. This is how Fleming started the other day in Dunedin before he had a poor shot to be dismissed. Quite happy just to sit on the back foot. He's a tall man, get up on his toes and then punch it into the gap and let the pace of the ball do most of the work.
Well, it'd be well worth watching the techniques of both there. Brett Lee with a classic fast bowler's approach. Head's very still. Ball on his right hand poised. Fleming head still. It's in close, Brett Lee. Online, lovely shot. Sat in his crease there. The ball was on line of leg stump. He stayed in his crease and with beautiful timing got the ball behind square leg for another boundary. After 4 overs, New Zealand 31 for 1. And he's played that beautifully. That is Adam Gilchrist-like. And that is a very, very good clip off the pads to end the over. So New Zealand going along very nicely at 53 for 1. Well, it's been an over worth watching again. Fleming trying to hit it through the offside, but he did this ball. What a wonderful cut shot that was. Defensive shot to short cover. Then he tried a shot that was never there. Concentration was starting to wane. Treated that ball with respect. And then he just whipped that off leg stump. Best shot so far for New Zealand. And the best over as well.
Fine shot. Beautifully timed. A half volley. Dead straight back past the bowler.
He's a very good bowler of the Yorker, Ian Harvey. But you do have to be exact. What happened here was he turned it into a long half volley, and Astle played it very, very well down the ground. Right off the middle for 4.
Almost forget that Roger Toos was here. Didn't do too much in the field apart from chuck it back. Chris Cairns, Craig McMillan, quiet for him. He did have a turn at the bowling crease. He'll want to forget Harris, Karori, Styrus, Vittoria and Wisniewski. Plenty of batting, plenty to do. Fortunately for one of them, Matthew Sinclair, the day is over. Out first ball. For the New Zealand captain. Tremendous display of shots all around the ground.
Lovely innings, Stephen Fleming. Just the 46 deliveries. Struck the ball beautifully all around the wicket.
So the comparison is very good. Just the loss of Matthew Sinclair. It has been a batsman's day here in Christchurch. Chris Lewis, the groundsman, deserves a big pat on the back. And he get it too, I would imagine, from all the batsmen. The bowlers may like to offer him something else. And this is the last over where the fielding restrictions apply. That's through the gap as well. Fast outfield to add to the good pitch. Beautiful placement, 100 up in the 15th.
Well, Fleming is in sublime touch. And this cover drive is right out of the top drawer. Beautiful foot position, lovely flow of the bat. To me, that's his best shot he's played in this innings today. Beautiful cricket shot.
Oh, little paddle sweep, very fine, and that'll do. So 4 wides. That's 5 added to the total. Let's see where this one pitches. Well, it's isn't it? He's got him. They've quested. Has adjudged. Nathan Astle, LBW to Shane Moore.
See here on Skytrack, Warren's bowled this ball quite full. Estel stretched reasonably down the wicket. It's pitched on middle and off. Hit on middle and off. Halfway up. Front pad. Nathan Astle out for 45. New Zealand 127 for 2.
Well, Roger Toos is the new batsman at the crease to join his captain Stephen Fleming. Reasonable average, good strike rate. Maybe a little question mark why he hasn't converted some of those 50s into hundreds. For good innings in Dunedin. May well be useful to know he's a left-hander with Shane Warne bowling. In other words, he can hit with the tide a little more. Brings an extra man up into the circle. There are 5 there now, trying to save the single. 3 on the offside. And Warren.
Running.
Toos goes straight. And has he got enough oomph on it to go over the rope? He has. Good hit. Nice straight hit by Roger Toos. So he had to look around for a few balls. Shane Warne smiles because it never worries a prodigious spinner of the ball if people are hitting the ball in the air.
Just for a second, I think Shane Warne thought he was in business. But the thing that helped Roger Toos was dead straight. The direction of the shot more so than the timing. Split the fielders perfectly.
Shane Warne to resume. Probably got 2 bowlers operating in tandem now that have done more for the game of cricket from a bowling perspective in the last 10 years than anything else. Shane Warne, of course, for 8 years or so now, and Brett Lee in just the last few months stimulated.
Catch!
And got him. So Stephen Fleming, just a lazy little flick. He just tried to get a little bit squarer than where it went, and he only succeeded in chipping it into the hands. And he will be disappointed because he was in very good form, very good concentrating form, and just not quite enough oomph in the shot to get it over the man.
They've been frustrated trying to get it through and over the onside, and he's tried to chip. Steve Waugh hit it a little straighter than he's been doing in the past. And Steve Waugh, very athletic. Fleming goes for 82. It's 159 for 3.
Chris Cairns comes out to the bellowing tunes of Neil Diamond from this hot August night CD. Well, it's certainly not that here in Canterbury. Chilly February night as Chris Cairns comes to the crease. .124th match for Chris Cairns, and now the pressure is placed upon him immediately. 7 men inside the circle. So just 2 men out, 1 at point and 1 at square leg. Cairns.
Well, this is the end of Stephen Fleming, and he's eyed the gap behind Steve Waugh, but there wasn't enough bottom hand in the flick there to get it high enough. And Steve Waugh does a good job. Times his jump to perfection. It's just an interesting little carrot here for Chris Cairns. They know the Australians that New Zealand really do have to crack it along now. So they've said to Chris Cairns, who is a big hitter, we've brought them all in. Mid-off and mid-on are up inside the circle. How good's your eye early on? How good's your luck?
Lovely
Lovely shot. Got it past Mark Waugh, but can he get it to the boundary? Yes, he can. Shanley did a good job, but in the end, his own momentum took him past the ball. Sometimes happens, and then the ball just ran back.
Well, he's a big man, Chris Cairns, with a big bat. Using the width here, still full flourish. Shane Lee couldn't quite haul it in. It's a good effort.
Ian Harvey now. 6 overs, none for 32. Beautifully placed by Twos again.
I feel that this is the bowler that Roger Twos will target. Ian Harvey starts his second spell. Right in Roger Twos' slot, angling into leg stump. Picked up beautifully, 4 to square. You see here, good weight transference by Twos on the front foot.
Particularly for taking the taste off the ball. Trouble is, Cairns loves to hit the off spinner out of the park, and here he goes. The number 4 stand could be his target tonight. Pick the bones out of that one.
Well, certainly an interesting ploy by Steve Waugh. Off spin from Andrew Simons, and Chris Cairns says thank you very much. He's got a big chunk of that. And Jade Stadium sees yet another 6. Stands have been peppered today.
150 exactly needed for New Zealand. 16 overs to do it. Sniff of a chance. Cairns can get going here. High, very high, too high. Straight up. Damien Fleming. Oh, put it down. 7 attempts at it. Well, it seemed that way anyway. And that just could be a little moment to look back on later.
Well, as an ex-bowler, I know you don't want to be under these, not off your own bowling. Oh, he's had 4 or 5 goes at it. Great TV. Cairns has got right under this. Have another look. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, and buries his head in the sand.
Edged, gone this time. Roger Twos has held his ground, and he's been given. Now that's straightforward caught behind. In fact, Adam Gilchrist really almost catching in front of first slip. Wry smile from Roger Twos as he marked his guard, then looked around and forced Bill Bowden to give him out.
Well, Roger Twos got a big chunk of that. He waited for Billy Bowden to give him out. Billy Bowden waited for Roger Twos to walk. Walk he is. 35. New Zealand 201 for 4.
Craig McMillan now on strike. He's been a bit out of touch, McMillan, but he is capable. He's got great ability. In this situation, in many ways, he's got nothing to lose but to really search for those special strokes he's famous for.
Well, this came down. It had ice on it. And it's...
High again. It's got snow on it as well. It's a good catch. Shane Lee, the man out in the deep. So that could well pay to New Zealand's hopes here in Christchurch. Cairns had to go for the boundary at some stage. He tried it a couple of times, and on this, the second occasion, it's a comfortable catch out in the deep. He knew it as soon as it hit the bottom of his bat. Good poise by Shane Lee. Good catch with the upper cup. Chris Cairns on his way for 25. New Zealand 202 for 5. Changing the commentary box, Stephen Bach is with Ian Smith.
Thank you, Martin. It's tall order, isn't it? 9.86 means you have to push the foot down straight away.
Way to go! All right.
Yes, we look at the time where it started to go wrong for New Zealand, and that's where Astle got out in the 19th over, and the run rate required line started to head upwards, and it hasn't really at any stage reversed the trend. Partnership between Astle and Fleming was a beauty. And this will be very close. He'll have to go. I think he's gone. Gone for all money, I think. Craig McMillan running the second. I think he knows. He's gone upstairs, Dave Quested, but I'm not sure he has to bother. Craig McMillan tells the story himself. I don't know who called the run, but it wasn't the right one. Direct hit, 1.5 meters short. And McMillan has to go. His poor run of form continues. What they're asking about here is the fact that McMillan had to run very wide. His second run, he's saying he had to run round the bowler. And we'll come back and look at that. McMillan's not very happy at all. He has to go. Maybe a moment of controversy. He's gone for 4. It's 209 for 6. Adam Perori, keeper batsman. Too bad a record of one-day cricket. Century, 1350s at pretty healthy average. Strike rate 67, number on the back 67. Huge job ahead. Can't get off the mark, so a run out in the over. Big hit from Chris Harris. That's gone a long way back into the number 3 stand. And much needed impetus into the New Zealand reply. Beautiful placement, was a full toss, got the length slightly wrong, Shane Lee, and Harris got it right.
Well, that's right, and saying that we didn't bowl many Yorkers, if you're slightly out, it can cost you just as dearly, can't it?
This is in the air from Perori. Could be a collision. Well taken by Warne. Let's have a little chat about that, says Shane Warne. However, Perori's gone.
Steve Waugh won't be too pleased with this catch because it was very similar to the Steve Waugh Jason Gillespie incident in Candy last September. It's exactly how it happened. And on this occasion, Ian Harvey must have just seen Shane Warne come out of the corner of his eye. So Adam Perori is gone, attempting to hit another 6, 252 for 7.
Scott Starris, the new batsman, to join Harris. Hasn't played too much one-day international cricket yet. Pretty good strike rate, though. Well, whack.
Starris is no mug number 9 batsman when he comes to the crease.
It's over.
Well, I dare suggest the world first. Somebody has charged Brett Lee and spanked him over point for 6. And the young speedster can't believe it. An amazing shot. He ran down, just slashed at the ball and got enough on it just to get over that fence and add to the plethora of 6s that have been scored in this match. Across the line, and nice and full, and I think, Jeremy, that's what you were talking about. That was the length that New Zealand had to bowl quite early in the Australian innings, given the way that the Australian batsman got away to that fly.
Absolutely. Look, you'll just watch the length here. That's Scott Starris from Shane Lee. You see, he gives himself some room. And because of the pressure, looks to hit across it, and he's on target. So Scott Starris, you're bowled by Shane Lee for 9, 276 for 8. Well, the left-handed Daniel Vittori is the new batsman. More than useful. Has opened for Northern Districts in the one-day domestic competition in New Zealand. Good strike rate of 73. And that's going towards the boundary behind square. 4 more. And he's got him. Leg stump, knocked back. Vittori's gone. Warren Wisniewski.
Yeah, that's a leggy. You got your leg, one leg.
Last New Zealand batsman. Low ball, Wisniewski's gone for it. Could he be out? Just beyond Damien Fleming. 2 runs. 301 for 9 New Zealand. They'll finish at the end of 50 overs. Steve Waugh, the victorious captain once again. Australia win by 48 in the 4th match of this 6-match series.
Tonight on